to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make.
Hi, my name is Iana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get started, please like, comment, and share this YouTube video and click on the notification bell, which will notify you whenever I upload a new video. Today, we're going to be discussing an everyday makeup routine for dark skin. I'm going to share with you guys what I use for my everyday makeup routine, and I hope that you enjoy it and I hope it's informative. Let's get started. So the first product that I use, and I have my makeup bag here right next to me, the first product that I always begin with is a primer. There is no questions asked. We always begin with a primer, mostly because the primer is the barrier, if you will, between your skin and your makeup. And especially for my girls and my guys with acne-prone skin, it's super important that you use a primer first. I use the Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio Primer Base. This is the Blur Plus Smooth 100 labeled one, and I really love it. Typically, I don't break out when I wear this. Like, I can put this as a base or as a primer and I do not break out. But I'm gonna just put this on with my hands. Of course, when I use clean hands. And a good tip is to actually focus it on areas that typically become oily, tend to sweat at those spots, or you plan on sweating at those spots. Also, if I'm looking in the mirror right next to me, just trying to make sure that everything is going on the way it's supposed to go on. So when that is done, I go in with my foundation. We'll be using the Estée Lauder foundation. This is my favorite foundation. I got this as a sample in a Sephora package that I bought. Estée Lauder is flawless, and I haven't found anything that works as good as this and that goes on as smooth as this. And I do plan on purchasing it after I finish this up. But what I like to do to stretch my foundations is just mix it with another foundation that I really like. So I'll often mix it in with my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. That's a great drugstore foundation, by the way. And also the brush that I'm using is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. It's a blending brush, but I love the density, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to find something to open it with because my hands are slippery. So I'm going to put some Estée Lauder on my foundation brush and mix that in. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of it because when you're putting on foundation, in order to preserve it, because a lot of foundation can get lost in your brush. So since we know we're going to be contouring, I recommend that you concentrate the foundation on the perimeter of your face and not go too deep into the face because you're already going to be placing concealer on top. But then also you want it to look more natural and soft, and so you don't want it to look too cakey. So I did put a little bit in the center, but I'm really gonna concentrate it on the outside. And I love the finish that this gives. It looks more dewy, it doesn't look oily, it doesn't look dry, it just looks more dewy. Whatever's left on the brush, I will go into my T-zone and fill it in there. Then also I'll briefly touch over my eyes just to make it more cohesive. Make sure you get in your hairline. So the next step is highlighting and contouring, which is, in my opinion, the make or break of makeup. After I put on my foundation, the next step that I do is I go in with a contour. So I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer, and this is number 142 Golden. Everything that I'm using in this video will in fact be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. I'm also going to include a link or multiple links to where you can find these products for the low. So you're just going to twist and you hear that kind of clicking noise. And then you're going to just simply shape it to your face. It's very important that you highlight that bone structure, right? So whatever your bone structure is, my rule of thumb, what I typically do is I just bring it down and make a little like V. I don't use a lot of concealer, as you can see, And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to highlight down my nose. It's a lot I use on accident. Then just make a little like dashes on my forehead, above my lip, and on my chin. So I'm going to now blend this in with the exact same brush, the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush that I use for my foundation. And you just want to gently tap this into the skin and make sure that you're blending it into your foundation. And when you get to your nose, like, you don't want to swipe it across. I try to leave subtle lines down my face. That way when I'm going in with my bronzer and my darker contour for my nose and my cheeks, I can see what I'm working with and it's not too cakey again.
Down my chin and landed in his lap, and us became new, me not clairvoyant, and in love made me the fool. You were never true. If you didn't want me, you should have let me know.
The next step that I will do is I will use my darker contour now to contour. For my contour, I use the Dior Forever Skin Correct as my contour, and I received this in an influencer box. So I'm going to try to do it at an angle where you guys can see. I go from the center of the ear down, like that. Do the same thing on the other side. From the center of the ear down. And then you'll just blend that in with light strokes. And you're going to take whatever excess that you have on your brush up into your temples and the perimeter, like the upper perimeter of your forehead. You're going to take that, you're going to blend it out. No harsh lines. Like, I think what makes a flawless kind of makeup routine is just no harsh lines. And then when that's blended, I'm going to take this, lightly take it down my nose, and I'm just putting it right on the sides. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm simply going to just blend that in and follow the natural lines of my nose. And next, we're going to set our concealer. So to set my concealer, I'm simply using the Maybelline New York Shine Free Loose Powder in medium. It is a very loose powder, and I've tried a lot of high-end powders to set my concealer, but I keep coming back to the Maybelline. It's just a classic to me. I'm just going to simply set that. And the more you use, though, the brighter it's going to be underneath your eyes. And you can let this sit in however long you want. I typically leave it on there until I get done with my eyeshadow. For my eyeshadow, I love my new Morphe palette. This is the 35M Boss Mood palette. As you can see, here is the inside. I really love the Morphe palette. I think it's a must-have. I'm also using a brush. I got a brush set from Amazon. I'm going to link that below as well. So I'm going to apply that to my brush. And for this step, like, I typically at this point choose whatever shade that I'm feeling that day. So it's like a quick on the go kind of thing. A little bit on the tips and just kind of brush it underneath my eye to create a little more dimension. And there you go. Next thing I'm going to do is take another one of my blush brushes and set my contour. So I'm going to first begin by setting my contour with the True Complexion Contour Palette by Black Radiance. And of course, this is the dark to deep contour palette. I'm just going to go in and set the liquid portion that I had. After that, I'm going to go in with my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Dark Deep, which follows the setting of my contour. I'm using the same brush that I used to set my contour. I'm going to put this all over my face to get rid of residual powder that I used to set my concealer. Now, my favorite part of the makeup routine is most definitely the blush. NARS makeup blush in Exhibit A, and I fell in love with this, and I recently purchased it because I just could not find a dupe for it, and I'm in love, you guys. I think it's amazing. It's perfect. You need it. So this is Exhibit A by NARS. You're gonna put this on the apples of your cheeks, and if it helps to smile, I recommend doing that. Any leftover that I have, I will once again contour my nose, then throw some up on my forehead as well. Back to the eyes. I'm not a stickler as to like order that I do things. It depends how I feel, how quick I'm moving. For my eyebrows, I typically use this new Maybelline, once again, Brow Ultra Slim. It has a spoolie on one end and it has the actual pencil on the other. So I'll just lightly do my eyebrows, a very natural look. Next I'm going to do is use my Lauder Mercier mascara. Whatever's left on the spoolie, I will use as a light kind of eyeliner beneath my eyes to give myself a little more dimension. So now I'm going to apply my lashes off camera, then come back to reveal the final look. Hello again. I applied my lashes off camera and I applied some lipstick, which I will list in the description box below. But thank you guys for watching. This is the final look. I'll go ahead and set my face with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. And you will need 1, maybe 2 pumps of this because this can make you look more oily than dewy if you're not careful. So I'll go ahead and spray that now. That's it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for products that I should try or products that work best for you, I would love to hear more about it in the comments below. So thank you again for watching, and bye-bye.